What's going on? Welcome back to another video here at Ozark Fence. It's Matt, and today we're taking a look at Nationwide Industries pool gate kit. This is specifically made for ornamental fence, and it's to secure your gates around pools. Now, what's really cool with Nationwide Industries is all their different options for hinges and latches to different fence types. They've come up with the great idea of pairing the best of the best between hinges and latches and offering them in one complete gate kit. So they have quite a few different options depending upon your fence style. Today we're going to dive into the ornamental pool gate kit. Let's go down to the table and see what comes in this gate kit. Right off the bat, you can see we have two sets of instructions, one for the cornerstone hinge and another for the Trident pool top pole latch. Here's the actual Trident latch, and this is meant for pool. That way it can be out of the reach of little kids and can still be in compliance with city code. And then we have the OG cornerstone hinge. These are a classic set of hinges from Nationwide. It also comes with all the necessary hardware to install these onto your gate. Let's go ahead and go over, and I'm going to show you just how easy this is to install. So here we have the demo that we're going to be installing. We have a classic ornamental style gate with a couple of 2-inch posts. And to start this install off, we're going to be using the cornerstone hinges, and we'll be walking through just how easy these are to put on. We use self-tapping screws, that's what it comes with, and we have a 5/16 inch socket that you're going to need, and you're also going to need a Phillips bit. I prefer an impact wrench, but you can also use just a regular drill if that's all you have. So before we throw on the cornerstone hinge, it's important to note that the recommendation for height on these is at least 6 inches from the top of the post. And that's going to give the gate the maximum amount of stability when you have it at least 6 inches or closer to the top. And pretty much same thing with the bottom of the gate. So I like to start out by attaching these to the gate first, and then we'll be lifting the gate up and attaching it to the post. Let's go ahead and get started. Now that we have the cornerstone hinge installed on the gate frame, that sure was easy, wasn't it? Now it's time to install them onto the gate post. Typically when I'm out on an install by myself, I like to use some sort of a plank like a 2x4 or a couple of extra pickets to be able to take the gate and lift it up to get the right height. And that will help when you're trying to install this on your own. And really, it doesn't have to be a 2x4, just anything to help lift the gate up off the ground. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and we'll secure the gate frame to the post. So now that we have the cornerstone hinges installed, we're now ready to move to installing the latch. One thing to note before we jump to the latch is the only other adjustment that we can make on these hinges is the opening and closing speed. Now they provide an Allen wrench for this cam up here, and you notice that it fits in there pretty good. To add pressure to this, you can simply insert the Allen key, push down, and turn clockwise to tighten or counterclockwise to loosen. And then this cam just pops back up. Typically I won't do that until we get the latch installed, and then we'll make final adjustments. Sometimes you want the gate to close with a little bit of force, other times you don't. So we'll just see how this one turns out. But the cool thing about the cornerstone hinge is they come pre-loaded, so they already have a decent amount of tension put on them. Let's go ahead and jump to installing the Trident latch. Next up on the chopping block, we have the Trident latch. This latch is really cool because it's universal and it can be changed to latch on the left side or the right side, depending upon where you're putting your gate. And to do it, it's pretty easy. It comes with the magnetic part that can come off and switch directions. And then the brackets are also universal to be turned around and then can go back up on the right side. So you want to make sure that you're installing it on the correct side. And for us, we're going to go over there and take a look and see which way we need to mount our pieces. So we've installed the hinges on the left side of the gate. So we're going to be installing the latch on the right side of the gate. Now, typically what we do is we'll install the actual top pull part on the fence post, and then we'll install the striker part onto the actual gate. So we have our setup in the right direction. Now, before we begin the installation process of this, one of the big things that I would recommend you check is your local code or your city's code to height requirements for this top pull latch. And this whole latch and system was designed for security in mind, especially to keep little people out of the pool. Here in Springfield, currently the height is suggested at 54 inches, and so that's what we do. We have a 48-inch gate, so we're going to be 6 inches above the top of the gate at minimum. The first part to this is removing the two brackets off of the back of the actual latch, and we're going to be installing the brackets, one up towards the top here and the other one down a little bit lower. As long as we can get our 6 inches above the top of the gate, we're going to be good for our code requirements. So let's go ahead and we're going to screw in these two brackets into the post. Now that we have the brackets on, we're just simply going to slide the Trident magnetic latch over top of the brackets and secure it with this little screw that comes with the kit. Now that we have this part installed onto the fence post, we're ready to install this part that goes onto the gate. Now, if you notice, this comes with the bracket already pre-attached here. And we're simply going to move this by using a Phillips head screw just enough to where we can expose these two holes here to be able to screw the screws onto the actual gate frame. And what's cool about this part is that there's a lot of adjustment once you get it on the actual gate frame. So you can have the striker part as far as this, which gives you maybe an inch or two of a gap, or you can put this into the gate frame and then slide it back this way, closing the gap. So it works for different gaps in between the gate and the latch post. And there you go. Now you can see what I was talking about. We've exposed these two holes just enough to be able to get a few screws onto the actual gate frame. So we'll go ahead and screw this part in, and then we'll use our screwdriver to move the actual striker catch back. Now that we have this part attached to the gate frame, we're now just simply going to let it close and check that it closes and latches properly. We're also going to try to open it up and make sure that it can open easily. And you can kind of tell it has a little bit of, it's like catching just a tiny bit. And sometimes that'll happen, but what's great about this particular latch is that you can adjust horizontally with this piece, either left or right. And then if it's not catching properly in here vertically, you can also adjust this with that little set screw that's behind here. So I think that's what I'm going to do for this one, is just raise this one up just one more screw hole. We'll see if that helps. And now that we have this adjusted up just a little bit, you can tell that that opens with a lot more ease. And we're just gonna do a quick check to make sure that it's closing properly. And for this demonstration, that's about good. You want it to make sure that it closes, but not slam too hard. And this thing should last quite a while. In fact, I believe the hinges and the latch have a 1 million cycle warranty, which is pretty awesome. Now that we have everything tuned just right, the installation is now complete. And this is an absolutely great combo for hinges and a latch for ornamental style fence. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. And we have our nationwide gate kits available on our website at ozfence.store. Be sure to get on there and pick out the right type of fence and the right kit for your needs. Let us know in the comments what you think. Really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.